When we're homesick, it's not for places.
When I first moved into Dreamcatchers, the first few months where I was rebellious, I had such an attitude towards staff, but then as I got older and I started getting connected with the staff and I started to, I just sort of grew up and realized how much benefits I could get from Dreamcatchers and from Marymount. And then my attitude totally changed and I loved it.
The earth cries, the darker skies, our world has changed. And the road that we take is built on a landscape of all that's rearranged.
Marymount's catchphrase, finding the good. What does that mean? Well, if you want to talk about a treatment approach, to me it means we use a strength-based approach. We understand that every kid who comes in, we help them find the good within themselves. Another way of phrasing that is simply to say everybody has a strength within them to change, and our job is to help them find that change. We cannot give them. It is not our gift to give to them. It is they have the gift within themselves and we have to find it.
Leave a little light in the window, I might be home. Leave a little light by the back door too. Leave a little light in the stairway up to your room. Well, I hope a little light is still shining in your eyes when you think of me, when you think of me.
We see 3,000 kids a year between our programs here in Winnipeg and programs up in Thompson. And probably the programs in Thompson, of all places, are probably among the most cutting-edge programs we have.
I might be well, I did a lot of wondering, I did a lot of filling in, I did a lot of questioning of why and where I should go. Soon as I have got the...
Every kid that we work with, there's good in them. And I think it's just that the environment or that they've been brought up in or that they've been exposed to just hasn't helped them foster that, the ability for them to make positive choices. Like, we never say these kids here are bad kids. They may make maybe not so good choices, but we just encourage them to make positive choices. They're not bad kids, they're good kids. They've just maybe lost themselves along the way.
I might be home.
I started going to school again. I wasn't going to school for a while. I started going to school now. I got my own place, and my kids are in one place now, not place to place to place. He goes to daycare, and my youngest comes to the school with me.
And how old's your youngest?
8 months. There's a couple rooms in my school, like, for different age groups, and there's people that watch the kids in the school. So I just bring him with me. And then they just call me when he needs a diaper change or whatever.
I think Ashley's kind of a prime example of how successful somebody can be in the program. She's utilized all the supports and opportunities that have been presented to her, and is kind of like one of the role models of the program.
I want to finish school and get a good job so I can take care of my kids.
We started to develop a program for younger kids. We were in the lock setting, and then we said, we can't really work with them in here. So we moved out into the community, and when we were out there, they built us this brand new, lovely, lovely place out on McPhillips that has a couple of acres of land that, there's a play area, and there's a room to run and play, and there's a garden, and there's a skating rink in the winter, that kind of stuff. So it's geared to younger kids. And the thing of it is, nobody wants to have younger children grow up in a in group settings, but for some kids it really works. You know, when they're so much has happened to them in their families, and when you work with the younger kids, you see change right in front of your eyes. It's just amazing the kinds of things that you can do with kids when they're younger, and you can work with kids at that age where there is more of a possibility of them returning home or to extended family or doing really well in a treatment foster home. So, I mean, it's amazing to see the kinds of works that you can do with younger kids.
Treatment foster care program has been running, I think, since about 1984, and it's for the youth that come from our managed care or from the community, and they're provided with a home life, a family. Would that be a nice way to say that, Bailey?
Yeah.
And given the opportunity to grow up and be a youth in a home with a family, where there's different kinds of families. Bailey, you've got a mom and a dad, a foster mom and a foster dad, and you have foster siblings, and I think you're almost like a foster uncle, aren't you?
Yeah.
You've got So Bailey's getting to experience a home life. So he's come through the journey from managed care, which is a nice segue into our program. He has been in the foster home for just over a year.
It's a good place. I like it. Yeah. I like the way they have it set up. Yeah. They're good people. Very good.
I mean, there's kids here that are, you know, have been orphaned. There's kids here that have been some kind of physical or sexual abuse, so they ran away or, you know, just didn't want to go home. It's hard to say because I think a lot of times it's because of their behavior, but we don't really know until they talk about, you know, why they're behaving the way they are, you know, and we know, like, most people won't say what happened to them or why they're so angry or whatever, probably well into their 20s or 30s. So it's hard to say, well, how come they end up here? You know, you can assume, but it's probably you probably get a more clear answer asking when they come back as adults to find out what was going on, you know, because most kids won't say what happened to them, you know.
Leave a little light in the window, I might be home. Leave a little light by the back door.
Well, I think every kid has good in them. It's just hard to get to sometimes because of the personal issues and where they came from and what they experienced. But other than that, I think every kid has a good in it. It's just taken a while to get there.
You always got to keep pushing yourself to do your best and to make a difference. And I see Danielle pushing herself on a daily basis to make a difference. I mean, I gotta get emotional talking about it, but when I see Danielle working down here, and I know for Marty too, to see her working and waiting to see if she's coming in Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, we always poke our head in before morning meeting to see, oh, is she in the kitchen? And it warms my heart, like, because that may sound kind of funny, corny, but it's true. It's like you're making a difference in their lives, and you just keep fighting, keep going. So, but Danielle's doing her own work. She's doing her own work.
I've been counting down to be 18 since 35 months, and now it's only 5 months, and I'm really scared. I'm nervous. I'm scared because I don't have any support outside of the group home. But I know I know I will have support no matter what. I have the ladies here in the kitchen, I have everybody at the group home. Even when I leave the group home, I'm still going to be there. And I'm excited to be 18, but I'm also nervous, and I'm just hoping I can get the help and support before I turn 18, so when I'm on my way, I'll be able to stand on my own 2 feet by myself.
Leave a little light in the window. I might be.
It's more of a collaborative effort, like budgeting, going grocery shopping, basic things, life skills. He's pretty good with the cooking part, so I think he's gonna have to teach me a few things. But just basically just to learn how to live just more on his own, more independently, and pretty much that's pretty much all we're gonna work on. And I guess just achieving his goals, being a chef, going to school, doing all the things that he needs to do.
I just have 1 year left of my culinary program because it's a 4-year program and I've already completed 3. And then after that, I'll be finished my high school and I'll be going to Red River College for their culinary program.
Leave a little light in the window. Leave a little light in the window. I might be.
Finding the good for me means that, you know, all of these kids here at Marymount and all of the people that work here have some good in them. You can't do this job if you don't, I don't think. And I think that no child wants to live the life that they're living in care or on the streets. You know, everybody wants to have family, everybody wants to have roots. So I think these kids sometimes get a little bit lost and they have a hard time finding the good within themselves. So I think for us, that's part of what our job is, to pull that good out of them, to get them to places where they'll be safe.
When you think of me, when you think of me, if you still do, leave a little light in